Have we lost confidence in old Kwesi? All right, welcome back to Onebar and Lupagus Show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus, and a lot of moves, a lot of, I wouldn't say, I don't know, maybe controversial moves this offseason. Kwesi getting some serious hate, so we got to ask the question, have we lost confidence in Kwesi in only year two?
Yeah, and when we say we mean the Onebar and Lupagus. We're not talking we as in general, all the viewers. We can't make that opinion for you. We can give our opinion on that, and that's what we're going to do. Before we do, subscribe to the channel, like and comment as well. Become a YouTube member. You'll feel good, we'll feel good, and you get entered every single month for a drawing for Onebar Lupagus swag and get exclusive content. Look at these new, shiny new, just placenta hanging off them members.
Oh, great. I'm horny. Yeah, I mean, hit it up. You get the Gary Balser was the latest winner of some swag. Join the YouTube members, hit the join button, and just, it makes you feel good. But let's talk about it. Kwesi comments. I mean, main reason we're doing this video is a lot of our videos, everybody's just like, Kwesi sucks. He's in over his head. What's he doing? He should have got this for this player. You should have got that for this player. So we're talking about it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. And yeah, let's start. I mean, where do you want to start with this thing?
I want to start with one thing.
Yep.
We're coming off a 13-4 season. Rookie head coach, rookie GM, inheriting a roster that they did not create. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. I mean, I want to at least start with that part of it. Okay? Can we start with that part? We're acting like we're coming off of a 3-14 season. We're dog shit. We're horrible. We're kings of the North, baby. Let's remember that. All right?
Yeah, that's a great reminder. Let's not forget what we accomplished last year. Yes, it ended bad. We lost the Giants at home in the playoffs, but Kings of the North, like you said, made the playoffs, and a 13 and was it a 4 record? A weird one. I mean, those 4 losses, we got blown out in 3 of those games, I believe. It was just kind of an odd season. I think our point differential was actually negative, and we still won 13 games. But look at the guys in charge. Kwesi with the new head coach. Win 13 games, that is a damn nice accomplishment.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna be fair on this. There's definitely some arguments against Kwesi on this, but everybody's acting like this team is just horseshit, and he's making the worst decisions ever. So let's talk about the decisions this offseason, because there's some big boys, and I think a big part of the reason why everybody's so upset is it hurts our heart a little bit. It hurts our heart when we see guys leave. It hurts our heart when an Anthony Carter goes to the Detroit Lions, when a Jake Reed goes to the New Orleans Saints, when a Randy Moss goes to the Patriots. It hurts, but it might be the right move. So Kendricks, let's start there. Kendricks, not resigned, goes to the Chargers.
Yeah, this was a move we all knew was going to happen, and it happened. I mean, he was slow. He lost a step. It was clear. You could see it. He's not the same Eric Kendricks. Still a good player, still a serviceable player, but not the Eric Kendricks we have known and come to love over the years. So a move that had to be made. His contract was going to be too much, and not a guy for a team that it's taking a slow transition, this rebuild that they're doing. He had to go. It had to, the end was here. The end is now, and we knew it was
had to happen. Defense was dog shit. It was rated to the bottom. Again, this one hurts, but it makes sense. Let's go to another one that we just let go flat out, and that's Adam Thielen, a guy. I'm too lazy to bring up the stats, but I don't think he's had a 1,000-yard season since like 2018. Is it 18, 19 maybe? Age is catching up to him. We got Justin Jefferson. We got Cage. I mean, have guys waiting in the wings. Obviously, we got Addison after him. But again, another move that it sucks as a fan, but in my mind, it makes 100% sense.
Yeah, he not had over 1,000-yard season since 2018. Yeah, another move we all knew was going to happen. It had to happen. His contract was insane. The way Rick Spielman, not Kwesi, structured that thing. He was set to make like, I don't know, what was it? Was it like 20 million? It was crazy. And you had to cut him. You had to let him go. A guy who is 32 years old, going to be 33 by the time the season starts. It was time. It was just like Eric Kendricks. It was time to move on. We love Adam Thielen. We always will. He's always going to be Minnesota Viking at heart. He'll be in the Ring of Honor someday. We love him. but it was time to move on. We had to move on. We got Justin Jefferson, KJ Osborne, ended up drafting Jordan Addison. It was time. Just like with Eric Kendricks, it was time. These moves, we all knew these moves were coming, and it happened.
And the other part of this is people need to realize this is not a Kwesi issue. This is a GM issue. 99.9% of the other GMs that we would have hired would have made these exact same moves because they are smart.
Mm-hmm.
They're smart.
Yeah.
Nobody was going to re-sign these guys.
And no one should have given Adam Thielen the money that Carolina did.
You know what? I'm glad he got that money. He deserves that money. I hope he just rolls around it like DuckTales dude, McDuck, diving in that big old jar.
You show Scrooge McDuck some damn respect.
I can't call him Scrooge because in that cartoon he didn't act like Scrooge. He was happy.
I think he originally came on. He played Scrooge in the Christmas Carol.
He did, but in DuckTales, he wasn't Scrooge. So let's go to the more controversial ones. Thielen, Kendricks, makes sense. Let's start with Za'Darius Smith. We get basically 2 5th-rounders. We give up like a 6 or something, whatever. Za'Darius Smith came out and said, I don't want to be here. Changes the same thing he's done in the past. So Za'Darius Smith, Lupagus, lay it out.
Yeah, I don't know what else what do you want to get for a guy who's already said he doesn't want to be here? He's listed his house. He said goodbye to the fans. If he doesn't get traded, doesn't get dealt,
say goodbye back.
He's going to probably hold out. So to get 2 5ths and you give up, I think we give up a 6th and a 7th or something, whatever, to get something fairly decent for this in this situation that we were put in. Yeah, it's. Would you wanted more? Maybe, yeah, but this is what the market was. This is what you got. I think to get 2 5ths for him was a damn good move.
Yeah, and the signing of Za'Darius Smith was fantastic. We can all say he had like a half a sack the last 8 games, whatever it was, but the dude lived up to the signing. There's no doubt about that. He was fantastic. But we're going to talk about Dalvin Cook. But look at the Dalvin Cook situation. The fact that we got anything for Za'Darius is a big old win.
Mm-hmm.
Teams aren't trading a shit ton for veterans that are making it very clear that they do not want to be on that team anymore. So I consider that a huge win. We save some salary cap space, a lot of it. So I'm not upset at Kwesi. Confidence level to this point from our list is still very, very good for me.
Yeah. Yep. Let's go to Dalvin Cook. And, here's my take on the whole Dalvin Cook thing. You end up releasing him. You couldn't have traded him really, I don't think, before the draft because I don't think he would have passed that physical with the shoulder issue going on. So you're kind of stuck there. You wait through the draft. Every team that has any kind of a need at running back drafts one. Maybe they draft 2. So you get to the point now. I mean, there was rumors that there was some market that the Dolphins were interested, the Jets were interested. Who knows if that was true or not?
There's also rumors that you have a 10-foot Peter, and they are not true.
Those are true. But no one says Peter. No grown man says the word Peter when describing a cock.
Wiener.
What were the Vikings supposed to do here? I mean, if he was healthy, yeah, you could have traded him and got him something. If he was going to pass a physical, they made the moves already to live with life without him. I mean, you signed Alexander Madison, you draft Wayne McBride, so you've already made those moves in advance. He's still on the team. You had to let him go. You get the cap savings, and that's enough at this point, I think, for Dalvin Cook. Will we get $7 million-ish in caps by letting him go? $9 million. So it was a move that had to happen, and unfortunately, the trade market just wasn't there, and that's not, that's out of Kwesi's hands because, like I said, to move him earlier, he would have had to pass a physical, and I don't think that would have happened.
I wish I could trade this empty glass for a full glass, but I cannot. Yeah, that's the big thing, the physical. Well, why didn't we trade him pre-draft? We got, what's going on? He wouldn't have passed the physical. We have, clearly if they could have traded him, they would have. Like, you got to give Kwesi a little, and you got to give this front office. Rob Brzezinski still is there. Everybody loves this guy. Give them some credit. They're not that stupid to just pass on. Oh, we could have had a fourth round pick before the draft. We'll try to get a 3rd after the draft. We don't know all the things. The physical is a big part of it. Dalvin Cook, it sucks ass. I mean, that's the one that probably hurts the most that we didn't get anything for him. But again, like Za'Darius Smith, a team that is very well. No, we knew Dalvin Cook wasn't coming back. The NFL knew the Vikings weren't going to bring Dalvin Cook back. Why would you give up anything for him?
Yep.
Anything.
Yep, absolutely. And so I mean, I saw a tweet that said, they're ripping on Kwesi because all he got for Za'Darius Smith, Adam Thielen, and Dalvin Cook was 2 5th-round picks. I mean, we just already debunked that because there was no market for Thielen. I mean, he was a 32-year-old wide receiver making $15 million a year. No one's trading for that. Dalvin Cook, shoulder injury, no one's trading for that. So the fact he gets something for Za'Darius Smith, you can't lump those things all together. It was just a very, I thought, just a dumb take overall.
Yeah, I mean, these are all aging veterans. And the other thing with Dalvin Cook is look at the free agent running backs right now. I mean, Zeke Elliott's out there, Kareem Hunt's out there.
Yep.
Who are the other ones? Gaskin was from Miles Gaskin. I mean, there's some players out there. Running backs are not the same thing as they used to be. These guys they're available. They can be had. They can be had at a cheap price. So the Dalvin Cook one still does not bother me one bit. My confidence level right now through the ones we went through is like 0.
And let's not forget, this is a passing offense. With Kevin O'Connell calling the plays, it's always going to be 70% passing, 30% running. We don't need to have that stud star running back. Even when we were getting 6 yards a pop, I think it was the game against the Giants. You won regular season. We were getting 6 yards a pop. We're still throwing the football. I remember watch that game with you. You're literally screaming to run the football. This is a passing team. It's a passing offense. I think Alexander Madison, Dwayne McBride, that's absolutely fine for what we're going to run the ball. It's fine.
And we're going to talk Danielle Hunter because that's the big question mark right now. But before we do that, I mean, let's at least address the fact again, like we started out, this is his second year. He's got 1 year in the books. So, I mean, generally head coaches, GMs, like the 3-year mark, shit better start turning around or start looking up. This team is they're making it their own for 2025. Even next year, I mean, we don't know who our quarterback is. They got a lot of answers. I mean, come 2025, they better have a plan. So I'm giving them a very long leash as far as what they're going to do because 1 year is not enough. They're cleaning shit up.
Well, and I'd like to go back, and I think we did a video right after the season saying, get ready because a lot of players you love are going to be gone, and that's happened now.
Saddle up.
Kendricks, Thielen, Cook, all gone. Za'Darius Smith, maybe we didn't see that come, but we kind of sensed it after his tweet, or maybe it was Instagram message. We all knew this was coming. Quit acting like this is a shock. I mean, everybody knew this was going to happen. Even we knew it was going to happen. We talked about it. These are all expected moves, and they've all happened now. So I don't know why some people are acting like they just can't believe it.
Well, let's at least give a round. Harrison Smith's still here. I'm very glad about that.
Here.
If he's gone, I might have a little bit of butthurt issues. But let's talk Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter, this is a very key one for me. So Danielle Hunter only making $5 million and some change. It's clearly worth way more than that. Still, what, 27, I believe?
Yeah.
If for some reason Danielle Hunter leaves for something very bad, then I'm going to start pissing and moaning. But this is a key one. He needs to re-sign Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter needs to be here unless he gets a trade offer that's just ridiculous.
Re-sign him or fleece some other team. If you end up trading him for like a 4th and a 5th, that's not going to sit well with me. It has to be higher. It has to be either multiple day 2 picks or a 1st rounder and something else. That's what it has to be. Otherwise, make him a Viking for life. Make it happen because Danielle Hunter and the Brian Flores defense, I want to see that happen. I want to see him, what he can do, being utilized properly and be the Danielle Hunter that we all know and love back in the days when he was getting, 15 sacks a season.
Even if he sucks in Flores' defense, like you can't take a chance on this one. You can't take, like you said, a 4th and a 5th, whatever it is. It has to be high value if you trade on. I don't think we're going to get – it's not like I'm thinking in a dream world. We're not going to get a 1st-round pick for him. I can't see that happening. But it's got to be something very, very good. And just re-sign him. He's the guy that we need to bring back. He's got to be part of this defense. If he were to move on from him, it's concerns are legit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the market is for him. 28 years old. What worries me, this thing goes into camp, it becomes a lengthy holdout, then I think maybe that trade value starts to go down a little bit. If people know he's not going to show up for the Vikings, that value might go down. So I don't know. I'm not with you, though. I'd rather have him on this team than not on this team.
Yeah, I mean, and other things that with Kwesi, with Kevin O'Connell. I mean, Jordan Addison. We saw the videos when he was drafted. They're like, this dude's a day one starter, saying stuff like that and having it on camera. If he can't see the field as a rookie, that's a big red flag. There's other red flags out there as well, just like the Danielle Hunter thing, and other guys they've brought in. So now they're starting to bring these guys in, like the Josh Oliver's paying money for them. So I expect to see some stuff. But I'm still giving him a very, very long leash. The things we talked about, Kendrick, Thielen, Cook, that's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah. And I think you touched on it. Long leash. It's really year 2 right now, and you can't lose faith. I mean, give this thing some time to develop. A year from now, maybe we're in a better position to really judge these moves and see where they pan out. You got to let these things play out and then make a decision. Don't overreact right now. We got to sit back, let these things play out, see how it works. So for me, to answer the question, have I lost confidence in Kwesi? No, not at all.
No, and yeah, the answer is no. This could really be any GM. I mean, coming off this season, coming off his moves, got to give him some time. Lewisine, if he doesn't start a game this year, Jordan Addison starts 2 games and has 20 catches. We'll talk about it then. But let's give him a little bit of time.
Yeah, I mean, this is the season though. Like you mentioned, those 2 are huge. If his picks, if they don't do anything again, then we can go back and say, okay, now I'm starting to maybe question this general manager. What the hell is he doing? This guy may be a moron. But those things have to happen yet. And this season is huge for Kwesi. This season is absolutely huge.
The other side of that is I fully expect Dalvin Cook, where they sign him, he's still a 1,000-yard receiver. I expect Adam Thielen to still get 60 catches and maybe 10 touchdowns. Za'Darius Smith's going to have 10 sacks. I'm not going to let that bother me at all. Look at what they were paying him. That's the big thing.
Yeah, those contracts were absolutely insane.
Butthole, as they say, butthole contracts. So no, we have not lost confidence in Kwesi. Let us know in the comments how you feeling. I'm sure we'll get plenty who have just jumped ship immediately.
Yeah, I know our good friend Patrick Harms is one of them. He's definitely one.
He'll come around. He'll come around.
All right, what do you think about Kwesi? Also remember this: a flock of ravens is called an unkindness.